And we have, our next item is the realignment funding for Gang Resistance Education and Training Program. It's for acronym GREAT. We have our chief.
Chemical wipes. Good evening, Vice Mayor, council members. It's good to see you out of the EOC after that last long week, and I appreciate all your help this past week. The item before you today is conduct a council hearing, not a public hearing, for acceptance of realignment funding from the state of California in the amount of $51,855 and authorize and approve expenditure recommendations. Just for background, in past years, dependent upon state budget priorities, funds have been allocated to law enforcement agencies to assist in carrying out priorities as established by the Chief of Police and his staff due to the impacts of realignment. And if you're not familiar with realignment in Assembly Bill 109, it was basically taking people out of prison, reducing sentences, changing the way they credited service, and essentially putting more people on the street and getting people out of prison and trying to put them under local control. Beginning with 2012-2013, the state budget has provided funding for municipal frontline law enforcement as it's been available. This is probably going to be the last year of that, according to sources within the California Police Chiefs Association. This year, the budget allocated $20 million to cities in California to increase positive outcomes between municipal law enforcement and high-risk populations. The 2016-17 awards were determined based on a combination of factors. They include size of police departments in each county, mental health and homeless population data. Each city was designated with an allotted amount. The amount for Yuba City was the $51,855. Local law enforcement agencies may use the funding to supplement, but not supplant, the following: a homeless outreach team, crisis intervention training for officers, gang-resistant education and training, the GREAT program, outreach to high-risk youth diversion programs, or gang and violence prevention programs. The funding may not be used to supplant any existing law enforcement services provided by the city, and no cash match is required. We chose to focus on GREAT because it will directly impact 3 of those 5 areas. The GREAT program is an evidence-based national and international gang and violence prevention program that's been building trust between law enforcement and communities for over 30 years. GREAT's intended as an immunization against delinquency, youth violence, and gang membership. It's designed for children in the years immediately before the prime ages for introduction into gang and delinquent behavior. The GREAT program is built around school-based law enforcement officer instructed classroom curricula. Each of the instructors is required to attend a training put on by the GREAT program itself, and it's all paid for by the GREAT as far as the training. But you have to put them up, pay their salary and everything while you go there. It's a very expensive program for us to get officers into, and that's one of the things we're going to try to offset here. GREAT assists in building better relationships between law enforcement and community. It reduces gang joining while increasing attitudes toward gangs and positive attitudes toward law enforcement. It teaches children to deal more effectively with serious issues affecting their behavior and the community, such as bullying, managing anger, and making good decisions. In conjunction with the Sutter County Probation Department, we've conducted almost 150 classes and reached over 3,500 students. We've utilized some of these realignment allocations in the past to supplement the GREAT program. I recommend that the Police Department continue to support and grow the program in the Yuba City Unified School District, and we'd recommend utilizing a major portion of that amount in the allocation to fund the purchase of a vehicle that could be utilized in school presentations and other community events, and the remaining money to be used on classroom material and training for an additional officer who will be taught to teach the curriculum. The vehicle will be similar to DARE vehicles in the past. The vehicle will have a promotional wrap and a distinctive paint job which contain the words YCPD on it and GREAT throughout it on the exterior. It'd be used for community events, school programs, and to support and advertise the program to our community. We're also looking into the possibility of acquiring a Humvee through U.S. government at a very minimal cost, but we don't know if that's possible or not. And if we do that, we would use this money to fix it up similar to a DARE vehicle, except for the GREAT program, and the remaining money to all go into the training material, advertising, and training for the additional positions of teaching, not an additional police position, but additional instructors from our current force. Utilizing the money for the GREAT program would keep in the department's goal to build a bridge between our at-risk youth and our local law enforcement. It would also provide an outlet for reaching our youth with education, prevention, at an early and influential age. The fiscal impact, there is no city match required for the $51,855. The alternative is to provide staff with alternative spending paths, which would not supplant routine expenditures in the general fund. And the recommendation of staff is to authorize the Chief of Police to accept the 2016-17 fiscal year realignment funding and approve expenditure recommendations. Further authorize the Chief Financial Officer to make the budget adjustments as necessary.
Thank you, Chief.
And with that, I'll open up for any questions.
And do we have any questions for Chief? If not, we can move for a motion.
Chief, just confirming for me, if you don't mind, the 51,000, there's nothing coming out of your existing budget? Everything you want to do will be covered by this grant?
That's correct. All of this money is no match required.
All right, and then you answered my question. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, any other questions? A motion?
Through Vice Mayor,
Yes.
I'd like to make a motion on staff recommendation.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.